my crypto portfolio of small to mid-cap crypto coins. In this video, I'm going to tell you about all the different altcoins that I hold that are under a $200 million market cap. Some of the coins I'm talking about today have even less than a $10 million market cap that I think have the potential to see a 50 or maybe even 100x in a crazy bull market. So hit that like button and let's go find out what they are. Now, in the video I made on Saturday, I talked about my crypto portfolio of large cap crypto coins, which I recommend that you watch after this video because this is the small to mid cap version, the part 2, if you will. But I recommend you watch through to the end so that you're ahead of the game with these small and mid-cap coins before everyone else jumps on board. So why are we starting to look towards mid to small cap coins right now? Well, simply it's because of this. Bitcoin dominance, I've been talking about this for quite some time on this channel, has dumped very aggressively. You can see it's now hitting this area of support. When this breaks, you are going to see a massive slide in the Bitcoin dominance, and then you're going to see altcoins going crazy. We're already seeing some large cap alts like XRP, HBAR, Cardano having a really good run of it. There's loads and loads of liquidity locked up in all of these different protocols. It's dragging new retail investors into the markets all the time, and small cap altcoins will start to see that money flood into them sooner rather than later. So without further ado, I've decided to identify key narratives and direct my attention towards 3 narratives of this bull market. There's obviously others out there that will do well. There's obviously projects that I'm not going to be talking about today that I don't hold that will also do really well. But the ones I've chosen, I think, give me a good balance of my main kind of interests as well as understanding of what narratives will run well. So which narratives do I think will run really well in this bull market? Firstly, it's got to be AI. Why? Well, because Nvidia was 12th biggest company in the world at the start of this year. It's now number 1. That hasn't happened by chance, but it's because every major company out there in the world right now is directing so much attention and research and funds towards growing AI. This means that in the real world, when AI is blowing up, we're going to see a lot of that money driven into the speculative market, which is AI cryptos. And the other 2 narratives will be gaming as well as real world assets. Gaming, because it is the largest entertainment industry in the world, which has a revenue about 2 times bigger than movies and about 4 times bigger than music. Gaming is one of the most obvious plays in crypto because blockchain offers so much value to being able to improve a gaming experience. Whether you like playing games or not, it doesn't really matter. We're here to identify where the opportunities lie. There's also some AAA games being launched at the end of this year, which are Web3 games that are going to bring in a Web2 audience, and that's where we can see some mass adoption starting to happen. Gaming is going to explode. I've got some absolutely incredible gaming picks for you. Also, real-world assets. Real-world assets. BlackRock are basically driving this bull market right now with their iShares ETF now holding around 2% of the entire Bitcoin supply. When BlackRock talks in this bull market, everyone's going to listen. What are BlackRock trying to do? They're trying to tokenize assets across traditional finance, and they're doing this through various real-world asset platforms, which is why we've seen a number of them exploding more recently, the big ones, but now we're going to see some of the smaller cap coins really blowing up as well. So what? AI and maybe some deep in stuff around AI, real-world assets and gaming are my main narratives of focus. Right. Let's get on with it. Now, the first one I'm going to talk about today, Humans.ai, one of the most interesting coins that I've come across recently with a market cap of $122 million. It's by no means the smallest we're going to talk about today, but still leaves massive upside potential into the future, given how advanced this project is. Okay? Making AIs work for humans. You will have started to realize that AI is no longer just a tool for kind of Google and other big companies out there, but you and I are able to access and use these different tools. Humans allows you to create your own bespoke AI tools. And actually, I've seen a few demonstrations of this. You can go and check them out, and you can start to really realize the kind of potential that these have in assisting us in our everyday life. Not only that, you can create various different tools for using the blockchain and interacting with the blockchain. So I do think that once we get into the next bull market, potentially we're not going to be trading against each other anymore. We're going to be trading using AI tools, and that's going to be very, very interesting indeed. Partnered with Nvidia, featured on various global news channels. That's obviously key. What you can see is basically allowing you to create different AI agents. Again, that's the key kind of narrative right now. We've been talking about the AI agents and why it's going to be a big narrative for about a year on this channel. Now everyone else seems to be talking about it. But AI agents have been talked about by various different investment platforms as being the future in terms of what we're going to see by 2030, where there's going to be trillions of dollars spent within this industry area. Right now, we have access to large language models and things like that, which kind of give us answers, but an AI agent is going to be able to take information and go and act out tasks on your behalf. Okay, so maybe you want it to go and do your taxes. Maybe you want it to go and take a trade for you and buy some Ethereum at today's price, or sell your XRP, or whatever it is that you want. You can literally talk to it. It's going to go out there and do these different tasks for you. And this is an incredibly exciting thing. Now, in my opinion, this is one of the better charts out there. Now, in the last bull market, you can see it launched into the kind of top of the last bull market. It then had a very healthy sell-off, which means that we now have some very good upside back to those highs. And we're starting to break back higher now. Because of where it was all the way back in the last bull market, we have an already easy kind of 7 or 8x back to there. I do believe that if this bull market goes crazy and AI continues to be the main narrative, that this particular project is more than capable of achieving a 20 to 30x and is yet to see significant pumps. You can see in terms of entry points right now, we are running into an area of resistance, but as that Bitcoin dominance starts to weaken, I do believe that we're going to find ourselves up towards this 0.25 very, very shortly. I do believe that this is our kind of a last chance to ape and FOMO into smaller cap coins. Okay, and obviously, as we move through this bull market, there will be new coins being launched all the time, which will become more of my main focus. But right now, small to mid cap coins are looking absolutely prime. Now on to the next one, and one I've talked about a lot on this channel that's starting to get a lot more attention. We've been talking about this, and since we've been talking about it, it's gone up 200 to 300%. And if you've been missing out on getting into coins like Tars AI and making yourself some serious gains in the last few weeks, then make sure you're subscribed to the House of Crypto. Because in each and every video, I teach you new tools and tips and tricks on how to find coins to be able to invest in, to be able to see the best returns possible. I'm also going to tell you the different trends and areas to be focusing on as this market continues to move and flick between narratives at a massive speed. If you want to be able to keep up to date on all of that, then make sure you are subscribed to the House of Crypto, notification bell turned on. I'm going to start making 2 videos a day soon, where we can start to have general updates on market trends as well. So Tars Protocol, currently worth $197 million, but I do think there's a very high chance this gets listed on Binance soon, and I'll explain why that is in just a moment. Now, Tars AI is backed by the Solana Foundation, which is obviously incredibly important because obviously Solana has been absolutely blowing up recently, and projects backed by Solana Foundation will benefit from that. Now, Tars is basically the AI solution for anyone trying to build AI projects onto Solana. It also allows Web2 projects to come into the Web3 world by offering them the ability to build different AI applications. Now, since Solana has been exploding towards the upside recently, a lot of new projects have started to build on Solana. Why? Solana is one of the fastest blockchains out there. Whilst there were problems in the last bull market with Solana having a number of outages, this has been improving, and Solana has been able to upgrade its performance into this bull market, which is why Solana has gone from about $8 to being worth about $250 a coin in just the last couple of years. Now, Tars AI is the singularity point for the Solana blockchain. Everything AI that's trying to build on Solana right now are going to start using Tars AI. It's an absolute no-brainer that this is a coin I want to hold within my portfolio. As well as that, they've already partnered up with the likes of Google, Microsoft, Nvidia, and some other heavy hitters. They're available on pretty much all major exchanges, apart from one, and that is a Binance. And this is what I'm betting on right now, being a potential for getting listed very soon. And now, in fact, Binance have put them in a pool of top 10 coins where the users on Binance are allowed to go and vote for coins that they want. And given the performance that Tars AI has been putting in recently, there's a high chance, in my opinion, that Tars gets listed on Binance very soon. And if that happens, we're going to see a big explosion towards the upside. Currently worth $197 million, but there's easily the potential to move into the billions of dollars, with the AI narrative being the key narrative, and the fact that Solana is now worth around $120 to $130 billion. In terms of price action, we've been talking about this coin multiple times down in this zone. You can see it's been blowing up towards the upside. Yes, it's been selling off a little. So we've had this sell-off, which has probably come because obviously it's getting overheated. Now, what we're looking for in terms of how to enter on a coin that's been blowing up quite this strongly is we can really look at this being a price range, okay, from a low up to a high. And then we got a 50% area. So once we see a big clean breakout, we usually pull back to a 50% zone. Tars AI is not far away from that right now. Around 35 cents or around 35.2 cents, I would consider to be a reasonable entry for TARS. Worst case, I think we come down to around 32.0, and then we're going to probably send even higher once that bull market continues to kick even more. Now, onto the next coin, Sensei, with a market cap of $13 million. We talked about this the other day, and since we talked about it, it's already done a 2, maybe even a 2.5x. So again, if you haven't already and you're missing out on these coins and these gains, make sure you are subscribed to the House of Crypto. Now, Sensei, again, a very cool AI project. Sensei allows you to build digital copies of yourself, which might sound like a bit of a weird thing, but there are some decent use cases for it, and they've already talked about these down here. So, for example, patients with dementia, people who have trouble remembering their family, remembering who they are, remembering parts of their lives. This allows people to create digital replicas of themselves to be able to interact with different patients who have this condition, tell them a bit more about their situation. So in this situation, it would allow a patient to create a digital version of themselves, and basically as they kind of go through their journey with this condition, they'll be able to speak to their character to understand a little bit more about the kind of personality and things that they had, more about the family and things like that. But also, you can think about this for education. Think about all the kind of famous people who've ever lived and all of the different replicas we could create of different individuals. This could make the whole kind of classroom environment far more interesting and more exciting, be able to learn lots of different things. So for fan engagement, you could imagine that different like music stars and movie stars, etc., could create digital replicas themselves. You could then hang out with these digital versions of people and interact with them in different ways. Now, this is obviously very cool. There's a huge amount of possibilities available. I recommend that you go and watch this very interesting short video because you'll gain a bit more understanding about what this is all about. Now, when it comes to crypto markets, one of the most important parts of projects is being able to communicate things that they're doing. Now, these are obviously very technical projects, but you at home probably understand kind of the potential that something like this might have. You also understand how it works, and probably, like me, you think this is quite a cool thing. This is very, very key in crypto because we like to invest in stuff that we understand or sounds really cool and interesting, right? That's why gaming tends to do really well, and why we're going to come to that in just a moment. Now, again, you can see this coin has had some serious upside in recent weeks. Okay, I've been talking about this already. It has been getting a lot of attention. We can do the same, right? So for this particular pump that you've seen here on Sensei, you can see that it has pulled back to this 50% zone already, and it's now starting to look stronger again. Now, you have a bit of a problem in crypto if you've been missing out on these gains and you suddenly want to get in. So what you can maybe do is start to look down to smaller time frames and identify areas at which Sensei, in this particular case, is being bought up. So for example, it pulled back into this zone and then it pushed higher. So if you have the opportunity and it pulls back into this zone, then maybe you've got one last chance to be able to buy, because at $13 million, I do think that a 10x is probably going to happen sooner rather than later. And I do think that there is a potential for this coin to be able to do 50, maybe even up towards a 70x in a full-blown bull market. Those who got in on my other video down around here have now a chance to be able to see 100x in a coin like this. So let me know down below if you got into Sensei the other day and just how much money you've been making by holding that coin. Now on to the next one. I'm going to try and rattle through these a little quicker mode. 90 mil market cap. AI agent, the future of DeFi. Guys, again, AI agents. You don't have to be too imaginative in this bull market. You've just got to go after the key narratives and find the projects that are starting to show the most ability to grow within this period of time. 367,000 users, 500 mil TVL, over 24 mil transactions. Says enough, right? This is basically a layer 2 built for DeFi that allows AI agents to interact with DeFi. This means that you can train up AI agents to operate on your behalf and go and do things like earning different yields, like trading different cryptos to be able to gain you the most upside potential. And this is what we're going to start to see happen in the coming years, in my opinion, with regards to crypto trading, traditional finance trading, and so many other things. Now, things like liquid staking and trading are all kind of confusing, right? Basically, liquid staking is where you can go and stake your crypto coin. So, for example, if you're holding Ethereum, you want to go and stake some Ethereum to earn rewards, you can do so, but then you lock up the money. You can't do anything with it. What you can do through various different protocols is you can stake. They'll give you tokens that you can go and then use for other different tasks, while you're earning a yield over here. That's basically what liquid restaking is. Now, that's complicated. I understand it. It's not for everyone, but this platform offers the ability to have protocols that can go and do these kind of things for you. And this allows you to optimize and find the best yields and yield farming through AI-powered agents Now, I know this is very technical, it can be confusing, and obviously in this video I don't have time to deep dive every different project, otherwise this video would take literally hours, and I know you don't really want to sit here for hours. So if you're interested in any of the projects I'm talking about, then go and check them out. I'm not going to link them below. You can go and look them up on CoinMarketCap. Shouldn't be too difficult. Now we can see these are all of the different platforms right now that are starting to integrate into the Mode ecosystem. That's pretty cool. You can go and check out what you think of all of these different projects. If these all seem pretty solid, then the ecosystem they're being built on should be a pretty good bet. And that's what I'm betting on right now. Now, I've been holding Mode for the last couple of days or so, and you can see it has started to pump quite aggressively. Again, what we're going to do is we're going to look for areas of resistance. What I've done there, you can see areas of resistance where it's previously spiked. You can also say there's another one down here just for interest. So it's come up, it's run back down. Now, previous areas of resistance will likely form into new resistance again. There is another one you can see, in fact, coming down just below, which we're running into here. We had a little bounce, we bounced back down. So there is a good chance that Mode sees a little bit of a pullback somewhere to around the 50% zone of this most recent move, which I would anticipate being around here, around 30.6 cents. And you're thinking, oh, well, I've missed this. Guys, you're going to have to get used to this in bull markets, okay? We're going to get in late on some coins that we might not have managed to get into on time. You just got to be patient. Don't buy the big green candles. Wait for a pullback. If you get a pullback, happy days. If you don't, there's always another coin, okay? So just set yourself an alert, okay? Down here, you can right click, set yourself an alert, and then you can buy should it get down there, should you have done research and be interested in this. But if you don't want to buy it, don't buy it, okay? Do your own research, identify what you want to buy or not. I'm not here to tell you what to buy, I'm just here to tell you my opinions on what I've been buying and show you about them. Now, if you want to pick up Mode or any of the other coins that I talk about today, all of the coins that I'm talking about are either available on MEXC, which is linked down below in the description, or on Bitunix, which is also linked down below in the description. These are the two exchanges that I use every single day. Bitunix does not require a KYC, it has extremely low fees, and is an exchange I use all the time. I 100% recommend that you sign up for a Bitunix, link down below in the description. As well as that, while you're at it, I recommend that you sign up for a MEXC account. It has some of the lowest fees in crypto. You can also win a supercar. It has a $12 million prize pool available right now and has more crypto coins than any other exchange. Okay, so between these two exchanges, you're going to be able to buy any of the coins I talk about today and pretty much any coin that anyone on YouTube talks about ever. That's a big statement, but these are the two exchanges I recommend you have. So how high does Mode go in this bull market? Again, AI agents are going to go crazy. I do believe that there is a potential to see this going towards a $5 billion market cap, which would give us more than a 50x on this particular coin. I don't think that's outrageous, given the amount of money that is flooding into the space right now. Next up, Netmind, market cap $154 million. Now, why Netmind? A lot of people will hold Tau Potenza, which is a phenomenally interesting AI crypto project, but it is massive. It's got like a $4 billion market cap right now. Netmind, to me, is pretty much as good, as interesting, but with a market cap a fraction of the size. If this goes to the same market cap as Potenza, it's like a 30x plus, okay? Check my maths if you wish. I don't know if that's quite right, okay? But I think it's around a 30x, and I do believe that it can even go maybe higher. AI powerhouse of the future. AI potential with the world's most advanced decentralized compute network. Basically, it is a full stack AI platform. It has its own AI compute service that is driven through Deepin. Okay, we talk about that in previous videos, talking about Aether and things like that. But this all comes through Netmind. They provide their own compute power. They then allow you to build your own AI platforms and use AI platforms to be able to train each other. So instead of just being like one AI on its own, they train each other within an ecosystem. This is an incredibly interesting thing. And you can see down below, you can see that you can rent GPUs from them if you have your own AI projects that you want to develop, and various other bits and pieces going on in here. If you go across to netmind.ai, then you can come down below and see the suite of different tools that they already have available. Okay, so ranging from a whole host of different AI agents and things that have been created, as well as large language models that have been specifically designed to work within particular industries like healthcare and all sorts of other areas. You can create things like digital humans, AI agents, and all kind of the things that we've been talking about so far from various different projects, but all in one place. Netmind is so underrated, okay, in terms of its price valuation, considering the amount of tech that is built into this platform. You can also go and see they're partnered up with University of Cambridge, one of the top universities in the world, Tsinghua University in Beijing, and a bunch of others as well. So go and check out this in more depth if I was you. If you're interested in AI and AI projects, Netmind should be on your list of coins to go and look at and research. not just to buy blindly, to go and research. Now, I'm going to continue to keep gaslighting you if you haven't been subscribed to my channel, because we did talk about Netmind the other day when it was all the way down here and people were like, oh, Netmind's already quite high up. Guys, it's way higher up right now, okay? Since we talked about it, Netmind has been pumping about 127%. And you can see it's running into this resistance area here. So there is a chance that it bounces back somewhere into this kind of buy zone area around the base of this red candle right there, okay? But there's obviously the chance that if that Bitcoin dominance falls off the face of the cliff today, that this is just going to absolutely send and you're going to miss out on the best opportunity. So you're going to have to weigh this up. Maybe there's better AI coins out there that you're interested in or whatever. I'm just giving you my 2 cents on this, okay? I do believe a 30x is possible, maybe even more in this bull market, which is going to be mainly AI driven. Moving on then from AI across to the world of gaming. And this is probably the smallest cap coin I'm going to tell you about today. And it is My Lovely Planet. Now, this is a really interesting one for me because it sits there with a market cap of $5.3 million, which is absolutely tiny. It is, however, available on MEXC, one of the largest crypto exchanges out there. But why is this so interesting? Well, because the team behind this game come from Candy Crush. Candy Crush, obviously one of the biggest mobile phone games in the entire world. My Lovely Planet have created a very similar type game, but have brought it in a sort of slightly different light. Now, this game is also showing the same ability to grow. It's already got around 300,000 active players. It is yet to link the game up on the blockchain, but as of January, I've been promised that this is going to be happening. They're also doing this cool thing where they're planting trees when users are active in the game. Okay, so if you win certain points and things within the game, you can then go and plant trees. Basically, the team will go and plant trees. And they've already planted nearly 360,000 trees. And you might not give a crap about trees. That's fine. But why is this such a big deal for us? Well, Candy Crush has an acquisition or a player acquisition cost of around $1.09. That means for every new player on Candy Crush, they invest around $1 to get people in. Why do they do that? Well, because people then pay to play within Candy Crush. Candy Crush makes billions of dollars every single year, but this game has a player acquisition cost of 12 cents per player because they plant trees. That makes it very interesting for people to go and start playing this game because they like to go and do things that are good for the environment, okay? Who doesn't like the environment? Now, not only do they have this game with 300,000 active players, but they also have nearly 1 million followers on Instagram, about 350,000 followers on Twitter. There is so much going for this project right now, but it only has a 5 mil market cap. As soon as this game links up with the blockchain, I have a feeling that there is going to be a ton of money that's going to flood into this ecosystem and it's going to go absolutely crazy. This is the MEXC coin, the My Lovely coin. Now, how big can this game get? Candy Crush, billions of dollars in terms of like market cap. It is a Web 2 ecosystem, but this is being more successful at onboarding players. And because of that, people start to spend money in the game. Who knows how big this can go? I do think that this has the ability to reach a 500 mil market cap, which would be 100x, which to me makes a pretty solid bet. Okay, so obviously do your own research. Small cap gems are risky, okay, but they do offer the potential for huge upside should this game reach its potential, and it's already seeming to do that right now. But obviously go and find out more about this project before you consider investing, like all of them. Now, in terms of entry, My Lovely coin, now you can see earlier in November, it was all the way down here, has started to see some upside, around 85% up. But you can see now it's broken this downtrend. It looks pretty solid for an entry right now. I do believe that this will start to take off very, very quickly once people start to notice it. Once they start to move towards that game going live, then people on Twitter, etc. will start to notice, and that will cause a big influx of investment, in my opinion. Now, up next, slightly larger market cap, Heroes of Mavia at $87 million. Again, a very cool, interesting project. Okay, again, mobile phone gaming. Mobile phone gaming is the easiest one, okay, because people around the world who actually want to play to earn might not have access to laptops, computers, okay? They might only have access to mobile phones. Therefore, if they're on their lunch break or they're going to the bathroom, they'll be there tapping away or playing the game. And that, for me, is a better investment than perhaps some of these larger games. Now, the game itself is already live, kind of like Clash of the Clans-esque in terms of a game. Again, like Candy Crush, Clash of the Clans was an incredibly successful game. I think actually maybe those two are the most successful games of all time. Correct me if I'm wrong down below. What are the most successful mobile games? Pretty sure it's those two. Now, again, I talked about Mavia the other day because it's backed by Binance Labs and yet to go live on Binance, which usually causes a big influx of capital. Again, a full working game, one of the better games I've seen out there. I myself am not a gamer, but as a kid, I played lots of video games. I know what makes an addictive game and what doesn't just by playing it for 5 or 10 minutes. Even if you're not interested in games, I recommend that you download them and play them and think whether or not someone might want to carry on playing it. and that's a very good key for you as to whether or not it's a good investment. Now, again, when it comes to gaming, what you're trying to find is games that are actually decent to play, whether you can earn or not. Okay, that's the key. Okay, bringing Web3 mobile gaming to the masses. What we're looking for is a game that people are going to start playing without even realizing that you are buying and trading crypto coins. Okay, you're just buying tokens like you can on Candy Crush, but actually this time it's on blockchain, and that's what we're looking for, because that's going to really disrupt that supply and demand model and drive these prices significantly higher. Now, coming across the chart, you can see Mavia had a very aggressive launch back in 2024, blowing up all the way to what? Around $40 in valuation, which would be around a 20x already right now. You can see that we've finished this nice accumulation zone. We're starting to run into this area, looking to break out higher. In my opinion, this is likely to carry on sending much, much higher in the coming weeks. Here is a Mavia I do think has the potential to do a 40 to maybe a 50x in this bull market, even given that it's got an $80 million market cap already. Now, enough about gaming, moving on to the world of real world assets. Now, I've told you about a number of real world assets over time and why it's such a big deal because of BlackRock and stuff like that. And there's two projects I'm going to talk about today, but this one, rTrade, I picked up the other day after a video I made about it because it's slightly unique in something that I've seen in the world of real world assets. Lots of stuff in real world assets, like the project I'll talk about next, are linked towards tokenization of assets and traditional finance. But there are a few that are really quite useful and interesting in what they're doing. And that might be this one, rTrade, which is a real world asset for tokenization of art. And what does that mean? Well, this particular company already owns stuff from Banksy, also owns stuff from far more famous artists like Warhol and Picasso, etc. Now, some of those paintings are worth millions of dollars. And if you want to go and buy one of those, you might not be able to. But by tokenizing this asset up, you can then give someone the ability to buy a percentage of that particular asset. This is a very cool thing because you can then own percentages of different artwork. So when you're thinking about what to do in the bear market and you're wondering if the dollar's going to collapse and whether you should be holding Bitcoin, even though Bitcoin's probably going to go down a lot in the next bear market, and I'll tell you about that another day, but things like artwork will probably stay the course. Therefore, you can invest in things like artwork through this particular platform. They've already got around 5,500 people who are actively investing in different artwork like this. And by owning a token and holding it and staking it, you can earn like a percentage of the rewards and things that they get from buying and trading different artwork. Now, rTrade sits there with a $52 million market cap in this kind of a unique space right now. I do think there's a potential again for this to go towards $1 billion market cap. Who knows? Okay, the world of art and art trading is an incredibly high value one, and there will be obviously opportunity for this into the future once we start to see more adoption coming in. So again, rTrade, can it reach $1 billion? I have no reason why not. Okay, in a bull market, things reach crazy valuations. There's no reason why these things can't launch and reach crazy valuations. We've seen rTrade again picking up quite recently. How high do I think it can go? We can see it's had a nice pullback from this area of resistance. Okay, now it's starting to look like it is finding a base there and will continue towards the upside. So for me, not a bad entry point right now, but obviously do your own research. Maybe disagree with me. That's absolutely fine. Now, last but not least, a project I've been holding for quite a long time and have been talking about for quite a long time with a market cap of $181 million is Clearpool. Now, why do I hold Clearpool perhaps over holding like Ondo and OM Mantra? Well, because those two projects have blown up to billions of dollars plus in terms of valuation. And in fact, what I recognized in those projects was that they're regulated, but they also are backed by some of the biggest names in crypto investment. Guess what? So are Clearpool. But unlike the others, Clearpool has a fraction of the market cap. You can see already $645 million of loans have been originated through the Clearpool platform. They're backed by Sequoia, Arrington, Sino Global, Hashkey, Wintermute. These are all pretty much tier 1 VCs, which bodes well for a bull market because tier 1 VCs have a lot of capital to pump into their crypto projects and get them sending much, much higher. Now, again, when you're looking at these real world asset platforms that are looking to tokenize assets from traditional finance, it's all about having institutional grade DeFi as well as institutional grade regulation. And this can all be found within this particular platform. Now, whilst it says coming soon, Ocean has been launched recently, which is a blockchain for real world asset yields, where you can go and buy and stake different traditional finance assets and earn tokenized yields through their blockchains. This is all very interesting stuff. Whilst you might not think it sounds particularly interesting, I 100% recommend that you learn more about real world assets and what they're really doing, because there are trillions and trillions of dollars locked up in traditional finance. And once that money starts to make its way into crypto and blockchain tech, you're going to see real world assets in terms of volume flipping the entire crypto market cap in terms of value. And that's going to be a time when these real world asset tokens are going to start to absolutely explode when all of that liquidity and volume pumps through them. Now, guys, I appreciate it's been a long video and I've talked a lot about lots of different things today. And you're probably feeling like crypto is overwhelming and you're not sure what's going on and you've got a lot of questions. Therefore, I recommend that you join our community, linked down below, which is called the Inner Circle. It's kind of like a Hivemind where people all around the world can connect and share information about different crypto projects that they're buying. Not only that, but you'll also gain access to my trade zone where I've been posting 3 or 4 different trades that I've been taking each and every week, like this one for Render here, which is massively up in profit right now. Therefore, if you want to access trading signals as well as understand different cryptos and things to buy, then for just $20 a month, you can join the Inner Circle, which is linked down below in the description. Guys, I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, or if you didn't, hit the like button and subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you tomorrow in another video. Bye-bye.